From the roads to the skies, Annie Mae, the impact of Hurricane Helene is being felt at local airports here at home. This is a live look out at Reagan National from our Fox 5 Skycam. As the weather worsens, some states, including Virginia, are declaring a state of emergency, which of course, can decrease the number of flights that are going out, many of them being canceled or delayed. Our Melanie Alwick, she's live this morning in Reagan. And I shared earlier this morning, Melanie, my mom, who lives in the Southeast, was supposed to be here with me today, and her flight got canceled.
That's right. So it's not obviously yesterday the big issue was flights coming in, and we're also seeing that some of those mop-up effects. That's one of the big issues is if your flight gets canceled, every other flight is booked. It can take people sometimes several days to get to where they need to go. Right now, we are seeing about 7 cancellations here at Reagan National for departures. Several delays as well. Raleigh-Durham cancellations, the latest to pop up on the board. Charlotte flights delayed by a few hours. One of the things we're watching is Tampa International Airport, big hub there, and they completely shut down operations yesterday. They have not updated in the last hour, but they said this morning they were still shut down and they were assessing damage to see if they could reopen today. That is going to be a lingering issue. Seems like a lot of passengers are taking advantage of the waiver policies to rebook their flights. Passengers we talked to this morning who are heading south from D.C. tell us they're feeling kind of anxious about the weather and flight schedules.
I kind of have a little fear of flying in bad weather, even though I have experienced it before. But it's just like sometimes it makes me a little nervous. But you know, I know the good Lord is, is always looking over me.
You gonna relax when you get there?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have a good time.
So we are hearing from a lot of passengers who told us they really just couldn't even sleep last night because they were so worried about the weather forecast and whether they were going to get to where they needed to go. They just kept staying up all night watching the weather apps, watching their airline apps to see if they could get to where they were going today. Most people we talked to said that they were able to get to where they're going. Advice, of course, from the Airports Authority is to make sure you check before you head to the airport. I also want to say, make sure you do that if you're going to be hitting the roads today. We're seeing throughout the Carolinas, the state highway administrations and state troopers saying that there's a lot of damage on the roads, debris on the roads. So that could be very, very tricky. So if you decide to take the roads instead, please be careful.
All good advice. Thanks, Mel. For the latest details and forecasts, you can download our Fox 5 weather app. It is free in the Apple and Google Play stores.